This is the Louie T Network.
Who else could it be? Me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to Lockdown Coverage Week number 13 in the National Football League. Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. A little bit of AFC South family business. You know how the family do it. Texans looking to just bust some stuff up, man. And they're out of it after losing to the Ravens on Monday night to drop to 4-7 on the season. And look, we all knew it was done once they lost Deshaun Watson for the season. But anyway, they still had a shot. They could find a way to string together a few wins. They could find themselves back in the mix in the AFC wildcard. They probably were already done, dead in the water in the division. But at least getting in via wildcard could have been an option had they found a way to win on Monday night. But that's gone, that's dead, and now they're 4-7. So now their job is to bust stuff up in the division. You've still got Jacksonville on the schedule. You've still got Tennessee on the schedule. Why not bust something up? It was a golden opportunity to do so against the Tennessee Titans team that, I'm not going to lie to you, I picked to win this division, and I'm going to stick with it because I've echoed those sentiments all season long. But as the weeks pass and I watch the two teams that are going to battle it out in Week 17 for that division, I'm telling you right now, the better of the two teams to me seems to be Jacksonville. As the weeks grow on, they seem to be growing apart in different directions. The Jaguars seem to be getting better, and the Titans seem to be either running in place or getting worse. And if you're talking about from an offensive standpoint, they seem to be getting worse. They're regressing. If you're talking about from an overall team standpoint, I just think they're meh. They're kind of stuck in the mud. They're in neutral, so to speak. I think the defense isn't any worse, maybe even slightly better. But the offense, to me, has taken some major steps backwards. They're struggling on the offensive side of the football. I watched Jacksonville destroy the same Colts team that gave that Tennessee Titans team a run for their money last week and had them down by 10 in the fourth quarter, 16-6. I watched the Jacksonville Jaguars easily dispose of those same Indianapolis Colts with no problems. And so I watched Blake Bortles play some of his best football, arguably of his career, in that same game against the Colts in Week 13. Meanwhile, Marcus Mariota continues to struggle. You know, I'm watching the Titans regress offensively. Derrick Henry is the closer. He did it again. Put him in late in the ball game and ask him to go hit a home run. And that seems to be what he's doing for this Titans football team. But make no mistake about it, offensively, the passing game seems to have taken a massive step backwards. They're not scoring as many points. They're in close ball games all the time. I'm not so sure that the Titans are going to deliver on what I've promised all season long, which was they were going to win this division. I'm not going to waffle on my decision. I've said Titans all along. I said they were the better team. I'm going to stick to that, even though I'm starting to not believe that. But we'll see. This game, I know it's family business, and I know how it goes, but you were better than the Colts last week. You barely won that game. You're better than the Texans, and you barely won this game. And the score is very, very misleading here. 24-13 is not how this ball game went. Okay, you look at the score from afar. You don't watch the game. Oh, okay, they handled them pretty handily. No, they didn't actually. This score was what, 19-13 late in the ball game, or what was the score? 16-13. What was the score? 17-13. That's what it was. 17-13. And if I'm not mistaken, Fairbairn, the kicker for the Texans, missed 2 field goals in this game. Easy ones, too. It's not like they were bombs. Easy kicks that, for the most part, he's been knocking down all season, and he's in a little bit of a rut right now. And he missed. Had he knocked those 2 field goals home, or if Nuke's foot didn't come down out of bounds on a touchdown, it's a different ball game. I felt like the Texans actually outplayed the Titans in this game, and they just ended up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. missed field goals. And at the end, because of those missed field goals, had he just made one of those field goals, Nacho Man Tommy Savage, who I actually thought didn't play that bad of a football game, wouldn't have had to throw one up for grabs and ended up getting picked off by LaShawn Sims to pretty much ice the game away. But then to put the exclamation point on it, your closer came in and ran for like 75 yards and a touchdown to put the game away. To make it look like a blowout. Or at least a comfortable Titans win when it wasn't. This game was tight. I'm not impressed with the Titans. I'm not going to lie to you. And what happened to Rashard Matthews? Is he hurt? Did I miss something? Because I could have sworn he was talking about my cleats, my cause. I'm going to wear Kaepernick cleats. So I'm thinking, okay, he's got to be playing, right? Right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Is he playing or isn't he playing? Because I didn't see him catch a pass. Since when is the Titans offense better without Rashard Matthews' contribution? Show me where that happens at. I like that you're getting Corey Davis involved, but if it's at the expense of Rashard Matthews, I don't know if that's an even trade-off right now. Like I said, I don't love the direction. What happened to the other tight end? Jonnu Smith? Is he hurt? Why is he getting the football anymore? At the beginning of the season, he was getting a ton of targets. Those two tight end sets were becoming lethal. Two athletically gifted tight ends could hurt you down the field. That was a problem. Where has he been? Seeing a lot more Eric Decker, though, which is fine, but not at the expense of some of these other guys that need to be touching the football. In any event, you won the game. I don't want to sit here and preach as if you lost this game because you won this game. But Nacho Man Tommy Savage threw for well over 300 and had a pretty solid ball game by all accounts, aside from the last-ditch interception that he threw up for grabs, which I didn't love, but I didn't really have a problem with. It was desperation time. Look, you won. That's probably the best thing I can say is you won, but this was not impressive. Neither was last week. The offense doesn't look good. It didn't in this game. It didn't last week. I've got my doubts. The Titans, they're starting to make me wonder. Despite the 8-4 mark and tied for first place in the AFC South, I'm starting to wonder, am I on the right side of this thing or what? I've been yelling Titans, Titans, Titans all year long. And although this is a team that has won 6 out of their last 7, it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't look like it right now. You should be gaining confidence. Not looking like a team still trying to figure things out. It's too late in the season for that. Either you already figured out who you are or you're lost by now. Still feel like the Titans are trying to figure out who they are. And they were supposed to be one of the few teams in the league with an established identity, especially on the offensive side of the football. I don't get that vibe right now. But like I said, you won. So you stay tied atop the AFC South with the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8-4 with the win, 24-13 for the Texans. Look, tough loss. Your field goal kicker didn't do you any favors in this game. And I like Fairbairn. I think he's going to be a really solid NFL kicker for years to come, but he's struggling right now. I've watched this guy miss some kicks that earlier in the season he was banging home. And so it's frustrating to see an element of your team that has been reliable start to deteriorate on you at the wrong time of the season. But it happened. The run game left a lot to be desired in this particular game. It was more about the passing game, trying to carry you than anything else. Defensively, I thought you were okay. I mean, you did a solid job until the last possession when the game was pretty much wasn't in the balance anymore. It was in the bag for the Titans. And then you give up the big 70-yard run to Derrick Henry. So, for the most part, the defense gave you a shot in this game. So I didn't have any issues there. You made some mistakes. You didn't take advantage of some opportunities, and that's what 4 and 8 teams do. They leave points on the scoreboard. They leave opportunities to chance. And they ultimately end up losing games against teams that are better than them. And that's what you did here. But, look, I tell you this much. The Titans don't seem like they're that much better than you. And had Deshaun Watson played in this game, and I don't even need to bring that up because it's really not even something we need to be talking about at this point. But you win this game. I'm going to just say that. And you didn't lose this game because of Nacho Man. But there are probably some plays that get made if Deshaun Watson is in the lineup. Because this was not an impressive performance by the Titans, to say the least. But they've made a habit out of winning ugly this season. But it just seems like it's getting uglier as the weeks pass now. But in any event, they get the win, 24-13. They're 8-4 now, and they got to go. You know what? These last 2 weeks have made me so uneasy. I'm not sure if they're going to go to Arizona and win next week. That's how iffy I am on the Titans right now. My confidence has been shaken a little bit. I don't like what I'm seeing out of Mariota. I don't like what I'm seeing out of this offense as a whole. Even the run game, for the most part, in the first 3 quarters of last week's game, this week's game, the game against the Steelers on Thursday night, has been really quiet. It's not until winning time in the fourth quarter that the run game has come alive in the last 2 games against the Colts and in this game. You take away that 70, 75-yard run from Derrick Henry, it's 10 carries for about 20-some-odd yards. 30 yards max. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Texans dropped the inverse of the Titans record, 4-8. And let's get to any comments that may be out there. I don't want to stay too long. Let's see. Okay. No comments. So, let's get out of here. So that's going to do it for Titans and Texans. Titans get the win 24-13, but it for some reason, I walk away from this game feeling like the Titans are slipping a bit. I may be wrong, but that's just the feel I get. We'll see. Next week is going to be telling because you're better than Arizona, but Arizona, it's hard to convince them in their building that you're better than them. They still think they can beat good teams at home. You catch them on the road on a bad week and you can blow them out. You catch them on the wrong week at their place and they feel gully and they'll jump up and they'll bite you. And you might get bit next week. I'm not so sure that the Titans march into Arizona and come out with a W like they're supposed to. That's an intriguing game for me to watch. And you got a great opportunity because Seattle is playing Jacksonville. Jags could easily lose next week and you could take sole possession of first place, but I don't put it past you to go into Arizona and lose next week. After watching you the last 2 weeks, unimpressed. So we'll see what happens. In any event, Titans get the win, 24-13. They're 8-4. Texans drop to 4-8. They go home to take on the San Francisco 49ers next week. So looks like they'll be getting a win most likely and getting their 5th win of the season. It's going to do it for your man, Louie T. I've got much more lockdown coverage to come, so don't you go anywhere. I'll probably occupy you up until the game starts. I might still be doing videos while the game's on. Don't mind me. I'm just knocking out content so that after the game's done, I don't have to worry about it. So do whatever it is you're going to do, and I'll probably be here. So you know where to find me. Enjoy the game tonight. And make sure you come here afterwards for Monday Night Football overtime. I'll see you then, or you can see me here because I'm going to be here probably for a while. Have a good one.